Hello, money queens and listeners. Welcome to Women Behind the Millions. Let's meet the women behind the millionaires, the women supporting, guiding, celebrating women with their wealth. You will hear from women millionaires, how they got there, what they wish they had known, what got them to be a millionaire, the emotional side, the spiritual side, the practical side of wealth. You'll also get to meet the women behind the scenes helping make it happen. Let's dive into Women Behind the Millions. I am Jessica Weaver, your host, best-selling author of 3 books, wealth advisor, and founder of the Women's Wealth Boutique. Let's start meeting the women. Hello, money queens. Hello, listeners. Welcome to Women Behind the Millions. I am your host, Jessica Weaver, bestselling author, founder of the Women's Wealth Boutique. And yes, I am a self-proclaimed money queen, but I am so excited. I know I say this probably every episode because I really do love our guests. And this is such a timely matter right now. But our guest today, we are going to talk about collaborating with other women, the power of finding your tribe. We have with us today Leslie Lipscomb. She is a senior vice president at Financial Independence Group. This is a new firm that we are now partnering with. Her goal each and every day is to enhance the lives of independent financial professionals and their clients, and especially us women. For the last 16 years, she's been able to create sound solutions for families in time of loss and uncertainty. She prides herself on being able to always bring an unbiased opinion to the table, kind of a new perspective, have the opportunity to serve the advisors while helping them improve market efficiencies, tech integrations, and let's face it, ladies, bring them more money. And that's what this whole podcast is about, Women Behind the Millions. And Leslie is a true woman behind the millions, really supporting myself, our team, our advisors, women all across the industry, all across the state. So Leslie, thank you for not only finding me and keep inviting me to events so that we could finally start this new venture, this new partnership. But thank you for being so supportive of women advisors in general.
Well, it's my pleasure. And thank you for having me on your podcast today. Certainly a topic that I'm very passionate about, and I'm excited for us to connect, and hopefully other women within the financial services industry get to hear this great message.
Yes, exactly. Leslie and her team, they're doing trainings for us with the Women's Wealth Boutique. They host events. She just invited me to a conference for all women advisors down in Nashville. We had a lot of fun. But one thing that was not fun was hearing the statistic. Women make up 18% of financial advisors. And this felt like a gut punch when we heard this. And then the next gut punch came that this hasn't changed in 20 years. In 20 years, Leslie, why do you think it hasn't changed in 20 years?
Well, I think there's been a tremendous lack of awareness, really, within the industry for people to truly understand. And I think 2020 really brought a lot of awareness to not only gender equality, but also race equality within not just our industry, but the whole world, right? So I really think that we're all busy, right? We're all busy, and this is a very serious, fast-paced industry that has been dominated for way too long by men. And I don't think I'm going to change that narrative myself, but I know the women that are brave enough to enter this space. I want to support them, and I want to find them, and I want to love on them, and I want to know that they are wanted, and they can be better than any other person, regardless of their gender or their faith or you name it. I think that's really important for anyone to feel comfortable and supportive. And that's really what my focus is here at FIG. So I started when I was 23 here at FIG. Certainly have gone through a lot of phases in my own life as a woman, personally and professionally. And, as I look at myself, I think a lot about it's not about just me. When I come to work each and every day, I'm not here to serve myself. I'm here to serve the industry, and I'm here to serve my clients. And I've been blessed to be able to work with a number of just really incredible men and women. But I want to work with more women, and I want to see more women rise to the top.
Yes. I love how you say put some loving on it. And that's how it does feel working with you. And this is the thing, ladies. Women make amazing advisors because we are so relationship focused. And like, no, you're not going to hear that term from a man. And we're not here to bash men, but you're not going to hear this man say, I'm going to put some loving on you. You'll be like, okay, that feels really inappropriate.
Back up. Back your train up, sir. Excuse me.
But with you, it's true, and it's how you view your business and your relationships that you're so comfortable and to use that term, and it feels so endearing as well. I love it. So
Thank you.
you've been in the industry, not 20 years, but close to 20 years. Myself, over a decade. I remember when I started out, I joined my father's firm. It was all male advisors, and it was also not only that, but their wives were stay-at-home moms, and I'm a mom who wants to work. So there was a huge disconnect between how they could work and what I was able to do having kids at home, getting back to them. I couldn't work every evening. I couldn't work Saturdays all the time. I remember reaching out to some of the very successful female advisors back then, and what I got in return shocked me. And really, it hit down deep that they just didn't have the time for me. And it hurt. It really did hurt. I felt like it didn't matter, that I wasn't valued, that they could care less about me. And I played basketball all in college. I came from that team mentality, and I thrive in a team mentality. And it's taken, even to this day, it's really hard to find the right people to surround yourself with. Did you have any similar experiences to that, Leslie?
Well, I did actually. My first job out of college, it was not right. It was not right. And I love to tell the story about the first year really of my first job. I was in a sales role with a big box insurance company, and I remember, speaking of dads, you and I both have that dad connection. I didn't get to work with my dad, unfortunately, but I did call him in tears quite often about my dissatisfaction with that first job out of college and the fact that it just was not what I needed. I kept trying to make it fit, and I kept trying to find my way, and I never found my way. I never did. Ended up leaving and coming to FIG. At the time, our website, it was stellar, let me tell you. I'm pretty sure I thought that FIG were like a burial policy company. I was not really sure what I was interviewing for. Long story short, I got the job after my interview, really understood kind of what I was getting into, but I like to compare it to leaving the rain and coming to the sunshine. So, in any situation when you're absolutely not supported and it's not meant to be. And that was the way that I felt about my first job, if you will. And then moving to what now has been a 16-year career. And I pray every day that I get to retire from this organization because I don't ever want to leave. So being supported in a way, personally and professionally, I think is very important for women. Not just professional accomplishments, but also personal, painful moments of life, whether it was, losing a parent or going through a divorce or very uncomfortable life moments that you need someone to support you in a different way. And I'm very blessed that I've been able to have that here at FIG in a way that, I think a lot of people that I talk to day in and day out that, work for other companies or friends of mine, they can't relate to. And that's really the power of this family owned business that I'm able to serve each and every day. So, finding your tribe, I think you've said that before, Jess, right? Being able to find your tribe and knowing your people and surrounding yourself with those people that are going to love you and nurture you for the person that you are and your skill set to help it shine.
Yes. Now you bring up a point in your first job right out of school, and you don't really know anything else. So you enter there and you're miserable. Leslie, at any point did you think it must be me? Right? Am I the problem?
I can't say that I thought it was me, but I thought it was the world of working. So I siloed. Yes, I siloed that.
This is it.
Was I'm going to be miserable for the next 30 years. I just basically shocked myself.
Horrifying.
I'm
Not.
and it was terrible. It was terrible, but it was not the way, obviously. And I quickly learned that that's not the way that it is, or it has to be. Thank God. But yeah, no, I think I knew it wasn't me. I had a great college, have great family, great
Yes.
relationships in life, and I just thought this is the way the working world is, and I'm not sure that I want to do this forever.
Oh, that's depressing. And I asked that because we just started working with an advisor who she's leaving her current broker dealer. But she had a similar thought pattern to myself because every time, we would switch broker dealers or firms, I'm like, it must be me. I must be the problem. I'm the common denominator here. It's kind of like when you date a bunch of bad people, like, is it me? Am I the bad person? You have unrealistic expectations. And she thought the same thing, is it me? How can I force this to work? As you were saying too, right? You try to force it to work. You almost feel like you're fighting. There's inertia there. Nothing's moving. Everything is a fight and you're exhausted. So exhausted. And that could be
I think that's
relationships,
yep,
jobs, really any kind of opportunity like that or situation. And then it's not me. It's not the way of the entire working world that you can find the right place that really allows you to blossom instead of
right.
hide yourself. And that seems what FIG has been able to do for you. And I'm curious by you feeling so supported in all areas of your life, whether financially, even personally, professionally, that they really do care about not just the money you're bringing in the door, but who you are and your family. Do you then feel you can better support your world?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I heard a saying a couple weeks ago, and I've heard it many times, but I was reminded of it that it's, that you can't be all things to all people, but you can be all things to all the people that you want to be all things to.
Oh, I
And
like that.
that for me, it just hits home. I think as we evolve as professionals, kind of our mission evolves as well too, and that's for me has been to make sure that I'm supporting the people that I know are really a part of what we do as advisors each and every day, and that's care for families in times of crisis, help them prepare for those times of crisis, and listen to them, support them in a way that's going to help them solve the problems that could potentially arise down the road. So, I think it's just so important to surround yourself with the people that are going to have the same passions as you. And that for me is absolutely helping people, helping families, and
Yes.
leading with a responsible mindset to know that you're going to help shore up all of the things that people need and serve them first.
Yes. Is there anything, even on a personal side, because we all know we talk about personal things on Women Behind the Millions. Did you go through a time when if you did not have the support, you probably wouldn't be where you are today?
Oh, totally. Absolutely. 100%. Absolutely. In this industry, it's so fast paced. So keeping up with regulations and changes and products and you think about it, this industry, it is ever changing and it's so fast paced. And you could sit back and let it pass you by if you don't step up to the plate and serve and step up to the plate and support the people that are around you. And that is my role. So, um, yeah, no, I'd say absolutely.
Yes, you bring up a point of consistently showing up for to stay in the game, to be part of the
Right.
game. And I
Yes.
think when we are fully supported, we are able to do that. I think it's just balancing the stress too. And when we feel like we have to do it all ourselves, the stress that we feel it. And then we're reacting not how we usually react or how we want to react to a situation. And I see talking with clients, it's been a rough year with the markets. Let's to be honest, stock market, bonds, everything. Inflation has been a rough year. And if I'm not in a good place, and I show up to the call and the clients aren't in a good place, we're not going to be productive. And so I feel like I always have to create that space where you can unburden the stress to me because I see the other side of the piece of the puzzle, the practical side. I think that as women with our relationships, we need to have relationship where we can create that space and then also where we can go where somebody's creating the space for us.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. No, I totally agree.
What are some ways, Leslie, that you are bringing women together and helping support the women advisors? Because we want more of you and ladies. We want more of you ladies becoming advisors and in the industry. It's going to be a heck of a lot more fun. But what are some cool, innovative ways that you've been helping the ladies?
Yeah, so we have a platform here at FIG of marketing content that is available to our advisor network. And, something that we've been longing for a really long time is, how do we kind of bring a feminine element to that platform? How do we bring, yes, because we all know that feminine energy and masculine energy, especially for independent financial professionals, it is very different. Our energy is completely different than masculine energy. So finding resources that we can kind of tap into that really speak that female language has been something that I've really been focused on for a long time. And so forming partnerships with people like you, Miss Jessica Weaver, that are going to be the next Elevate coach here at FIG on our platform, showcasing all the incredible resources that you've built to really support female advisors, whether they're a part of the Women's Wealth Boutique or they're a member of the FIG family. So building a program that women can hitch a wagon to and creating a community for women by women is something that we're really hyper focused on right now at FIG. Also, last year, as you alluded to earlier, Jessica, we had our very first Excel Represent, and that was a extremely successful event hosted by Carson Wealth, FIG, Mariner Advisors, and also Fidelity. So the four of us came together to host this event in Nashville. Actually had my recap call with Mary Kate from Carson earlier this week, and we had over 200 attendees. 200 attendees at this event, the first of its kind. We are planning for over 300 women in financial services to join us last year, but we had an award ceremony to honor various advisors all across the country for their efforts that they put forth over the years. And the event was really about bringing women together, right? So bringing women together, and the theme was, and I'm carrying this right into 2023, is how can we help each other straighten? How can I straighten your crown versus knock it off your head? How can I support you?
Amen.
And yes, how can I support you as a woman in this industry, or as women in this industry, instead of walking over you? How can I walk with you and guide you and help you to be better in spaces that maybe you need coaching and mentoring? So our Excel Represent, looking forward to 2023. And then we are going to be announcing Miss Jessica at our symposium in February. So a little bit excited. So
Yes.
we're blazing the path together, my friend.
We are. And looking back on the event in Nashville, one of the big themes I noticed was a lot of the women on stage were saying how they're stepping out from behind the scenes. I think that's huge because when you look at our industry, I want to say it's like 80% of back office support are women. And now these women are like, you know what? I want to be an advisor. I want to be the lead advisor. I want to take over a book. And I see this trend really happening. And I encourage everyone who's listening right now or watching this, how can you step from behind the scenes to the forefront? Because the goal of this podcast is to get your light shining and to never let anyone dim that light. And working with people like Leslie allows us to brighten our lights. And that's what our goal is at the Women's Wealth Boutique as well. So even before this, I had to call the client because, I'm demanding to get paid the same amount as my male director or counterpart. I'm like, good for you. Like, you should. Like, can you step from behind the scenes to asking for what you're worth or showing up? And I love seeing that even women who have been in the industry for 20 years finally saying, now's my time. This is it. I love seeing that for it. I know, Leslie, too, you've shared with me that you've pulled together different women advisors at different firms and host events, kind of round tables. And I think that's so powerful in these intimate group settings. Pulling these women resources together is incredible. Do you see a lot of changes happening as you are pulling these women together? I'm sure just the energy in the room is contagious and you just want to bottle it up and bring it home with you.
Absolutely. Well, my favorite thing is when I already know that 2 women or 4 women, or it could be 3 women that I work with already are going to absolutely love each other. And then we arrive in an event together and then it just happens naturally. And so over
Like
time,
a matchmaker.
yes, I'm like eHarmony for financial services. So they figure out ways that they can leverage each other's strengths, whether it's joining their RIA, or if it's adapting or adopting rather, something that they're doing in their business, or if it's just creating a friendship. And I think that is something that makes me so happy, especially when it happens just so organically, when people are able to cross paths and create a spark, create a friendship.
Yes, this might be a new role for you at FIG is the matchmaker. Oh, ultimate.
I don't know. I don't know. It's funny.
That is awesome. What do you see happening for women in the future in this industry?
Well, I know what I hope for and pray for very often, and I know what my mission is. But I know if we can we can be difference makers, right? So if we can encourage that administrative staff member, or if we can encourage that captive person that's being taken advantage of by an organization that's making hand over fist, money over money, right, of an advisor, to take that leap of faith to do their own thing and to truly become independent, or again move from that admin to advisor role. I think I'd be really happy. I think it goes back to that straightening someone's crown, building people up, and helping them realize that they need to know their worth and add the tax, right?
Add the
Encouraging,
tax. Great point.
add the tax, know your worth and add the tax, because it's real easy to do nothing. And when you see a person that is shining that light, like you talked about, encourage them, coach them, mentor them. They might not even know you're trying to mentor them, right? Love on them in a way that's going to give them that courage to take those next steps to be a better person than they already are professionally.
Yes. I love that. It's finding what kind of support does this person need to give them that confidence boost to know that it's even if they think they fail, right? It's still a step in the right direction. They're still moving forward and to take the risk. And I remember the gentleman who works next to me, he's like, if you can't bet it on this, and he said, pointing to his mind, if you can't bet it on your minds, what can you bet it on? If you can risk it on that. And it's so true. What is it? What do you need in order to take that step, to take that risk? You and I are both religious. So for me, it's always God, shove me out the door, God, push me off the mountain. I'm fine. I'll let you take the reins. Um, but even having that core group of women that you can go back to and celebrate with, or vent, complain, or like, is this me or is it the industry? Is it my firm? Getting those different perspectives is huge. So we know what's outside of our little bubbles.
That's right. And accountability. I think having an accountability partner is is monumental. So finding someone that you can have that's alongside of you as that accountability partner. They know your short-term and long-term goals. They know who you are to the core, and them being that person that's going to just stay beside you to say, when's this going to happen? When are we going to do this? You don't have to pay someone to do that. Let's just kind of let's back up on that, because some people say, well, that's a coach. Well, and I can't afford a coach. Well, you don't have to have a coach.
Sure.
Talk to your friends, talk to your family, talk to a business confidant that you can share who you want to become in your professional life. And I think that's really important. Jess, a lady that I've been working on for about 6 months now to take that leap of faith. And I think she loved me and she really hated me at some points in time, because I was, as I like to say, keeping it real, keeping it real. And I'm not an advocate for making someone else rich, right? So you're working for the big box insurance company, or you're working for an agency or a broker dealer where you're completely captive. It's time to move on. And having an accountability partner that can help you really see that light is important.
Yes, you bring up so many good points here. We just had this conversation with an advisor who's leaving her broker dealer to join us. Whose asset are you building, the firm's or yours?
Right.
Like, who are you making rich? Who is this advantageous for them, for you, for both of you? Really look at it from a different perspective, especially you ladies who are listening to this. How can you switch your work from just earning an income to an income plus building an asset that you can retire off of, use to pay for your kids' school, whatever it is. And then the other piece was sometimes she loved you and sometimes she hated you. I think we have to be okay being that person that we hate. I don't know about you, I'm a people pleaser. I hate when people are upset with me. I feel like I'm constantly walking on tiptoes, probably some childhood trauma that I haven't dealt with yet. But we have to be okay with that. Those pushes and the nudges, then my PR woman says, the gut punches. Sometimes we have
Discomfort.
a
The discomfort.
reality check.
That's right.
And so
That's
who's
right.
going to be that reality check for you ladies who are listening? Leslie, did you have a mentor or a coach?
I did. I would say, I don't know that they really knew that they were my mentor, my coach.
Sometimes there's a best.
Yeah, no, I know. He probably would say, no, it was all you. You did it. But absolutely, my mentor is Jim Cooper. He is our chief. Well, he was our chief marketing officer. He's one of our co-CEOs here at FIG. He's one of our 5 owners. And I started alongside of him. And he definitely was my coach, my mentor, taught me the rules of engagement here, and taught me a lot about relationships in this industry and the importance of them. Yeah, he was absolutely my mentor, 100%. He still is, and I can walk by his office at any time, have a conversation with him, have a meal with him. He's a great leader, a great mentor for me for the last 16 years, for very much so in depth, because we worked alongside of each other. He literally sat right there. You can't see him, but he sat right there, right next to me for about 4 years. So yes, I definitely did. And again, it wasn't a formal mentorship program, but it was in so many ways. And it was wonderful. It was very much so a great opportunity for me.
And let me ask you, as much as you want to share this, have you been able to reap the benefits financially of all of these, having a mentor, building these collaborations, putting people together, being so relationship focused? Because I would say, I'm like, you're not dealing, you're just relationship focused. You're spreading that love on everybody. Have you seen your financial situation change?
I have. Oh, I definitely have. Thank God for that. I have. And, here at FIG, our success our income is a direct reflection of our advisor success. So we get paid the exact same way that our advisors get
Same
paid.
side of the table, which is very refreshing and nice.
Yes. So, the ability to be able to, take care of my family is something that has been, just top of mind for me my entire life. And, the harder I work, the more opportunity I have. And that for me it's monumental. So yes, I definitely have been able to reap the rewards of being able to serve. And it's come back to me in ways that have blessed me, and I've been able to bless other people. And that's important. The Adelphi Taylor, one of our advisors here at FIG, he always says givers get. And my success has allowed me to give a lot to a lot of people, and I believe that I've been able to receive because of that ability to give.
That's an awesome testament. And it's very true. And it goes all the way back to the Bible, right? The more we give, the more we receive.
Mm.
I want to bring up a point for the audience. Can everybody who's listening to this find somebody that they could kind of bring under their wings and mentor? It doesn't have to be a formal arrangement. It doesn't have to be a financial arrangement, but give them those little nudges, or consistently show up in their life where they need them. because you made a point, right? Jim Cooper, and Jim's amazing. Had the pleasure of meeting him, my mentor, my father. This is a common theme, though. A lot of times the mentors are men because there's so many men in our industry. But if we could all step up and bring along some of the other ladies, the other women, give them that encouragement, how much different it's going to be, right? There's a movement there. If we could all consistently show up and bring other women up along with us, rising tide lifts all boats.
All boats.
We could do that. That would be amazing. So that's your homework, ladies. We're listening. Our money queens. Straighten whose crown can you straighten today and continue to straighten all through 2023 and 2024. And the other point I want to bring up is giving. You are a very charitable person. Your time, your money, your volunteering, you just helped build a whole playground at a place where you grew up. Talk to us about charity, because this is a piece of Women Behind the Millions, is the charitable side. And women, we tend to give 4 times more than men. So the more money we earn, ladies, guess what? The more we can give back. So earning more money is a selfless act, let's call it. But how did you get involved with the charity, and where do you, of course, there's so many out there. How do you find which ones to go for? And just, I don't know, it's a whole new landscape figuring that out to me.
Yes. So a lot of the giving back opportunities come directly through FIG. So we have a nonprofit called Gift. And I wish I had something here on my desk with the GIFT logo. It's a super sweet little logo. But GIFT stands for Give, Invest, Feed, Teach. The give, obviously, is monetarily. Invest is our time. Feed, we do lots and lots of missions here, like Bags of Hope, that get back to the community to help making sure, specifically, we love children. We love children, but to make sure that they're fed. And then teach. So financial literacy is a passion that we have to help educate the community and teach the community about topics specifically of financial literacy. So we have core partners that we have really tapped into here at FIG to help us, be able to find the right people to spend our time with, to bring the resources that we have here, because we have 200 employees here at FIG. And so we've got a lot of manpower when it comes to volunteering. Our community service board is comprised of about 8 individuals, and everyone works really hard each and every year to figure out who are our core partners going to be, and how can we make sure that we serve them as best as possible. So I would say if someone's interested in giving back in their community, find what you're passionate about. For me, it's children, it's hunger, it's the topic of financial planning, investing. Figure out what that is for you, what that core just focus is, and then do some research. There's lots of great resources in communities all across the country that can help you tap into the underserved. And if you don't obviously have money to give, that's okay. You can give your time, or you can give your knowledge to people that need it most. I think a lot of times we think that a lot of nonprofits are overserved, or maybe they've got what they need. There's plenty of people that are volunteering, and it's kind of getting away from that misconception and picking up the phone and making that call, right? It's like going to the gym. The hardest thing to do is get there. So for giving back, it's, figure out what your core is, figure out what you're passionate about, and then make a call. See how you can fit in to give back to a specific place in your community.
Yes, make a call. That is fantastic. Very helpful. It is a lot. And I see it. I have a lot of female clients. They're single, no kids, and just trying to pick, where they want to donate their estate to can be very overwhelming. So yeah, sticking to your passions. I love that as children. I love that FIG is such a big proponent of it. This isn't a commercial. They don't know we're even talking about FIG right now, but
I have no idea.
One of the reasons we decided to partner with them, because how much they cared about the communities, how much they care about the advisors, and that they're willing to put their own money into helping the advisors build out their practices, from coaching, practice management, marketing efforts. It really is amazing all that they have to offer. So thank you so much, Leslie, for being on here and sharing some time with us on the collaboration, the trends in the financial industry for women, what's to come, and how we can all just be that mentor and show up to the other women to get them more engaged, more involved in straightening out their crowns, dusting off that crown, getting it back on their head because its pipe got knocked off at some point. They're like,
That's right. That's right. We're here to help.
yes. So, how can people work with you, connect with you, Leslie?
Absolutely. So the best way to get in touch with me is there's a website actually that's devoted to my team. You can go out there and check us out. So if you go to it's Team Lipscomb. Oh, I just froze. Team Lipscomb, and Lipscomb is spelled Lipscomb. Team Lipscomb figmarketing.com, or you can email me. This one's going to be a whole lot easier. It's just Leslie, Leslie, and then the letter L at figmarketing.com. And last but not least, my phone rings and I answer it. My direct number here at FIG is 704-971-7760.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Leslie, for being on here and talking with us on collaborating with women, finding your tribe, all that good stuff. And thank you so much to our listeners, our money queens, for showing up and supporting us and going after your millions. How can we support you in capturing the 7-figure club, the 8-figure club, and beyond? We'll see you on our next Women Behind the Millions.